This is surreal. This is like a high school reunion, but much worse because they all still look really great. And you were hoping some of them would, you know, puff out a bit so that you could be the cool one, but that did not take place.
It was the ultimate metaphor. It was utilizing the horrors of adolescence manifested through these actual monsters. And I think that everyone going through that's the hardest time of life, and to understand that you're not alone through that.
In the beginning, the world was black and white, and what was evil and what was good was really clear. And as Buffy grew up, the world became much more gray.
It celebrates all these important things like being young, evolving, becoming yourself, having friends, the relationships you have with your family, defining yourself, what's your purpose. You're running from your purpose and then facing it. I think it's all very positive.
Everybody got to be in their creative realm and to do what they were meant to do. And I think that that created an intimacy with all of us. It created a very creative space for people to exercise their creativity. It's so rare, and I think that kind of is why we're still here 20 years later.
It was just a gift of an acting job. It was the role of a lifetime.
And then again to meet the fans and just to see how the show affected them, got them through a hard time or whatever. So that makes me happy. I'm happy to be part of that.
You ultimately hope to do something that resonates, right? That people, what's your legacy? And I think for all of us here, we have been a part of something that's bigger than us, that still holds up. And I mean, it's all you can ever really hope for, I think.
Yeah.
Buffy was a way through the television set for a group of artists to tell the audience, you're not alone. We know how it feels. We've been through a similar experience.
Incredible people that were part of it, that pushed us all forward and made a story of something that was so small and became so big.
I've had people come up to me and say, this show made me feel different about what I could be, about what I could do, about how I respond to problems, about being with a female leader. People getting strength from my own little terrors there's no better legacy than that.
Well, no one's ever gonna be able to replace Oz. And then it was like, well, clearly, yeah. So we were walking in the parking lot towards the building, and he just said, you know, Willow's gonna get a friend, and she's gonna be a special friend, and just Willow's friend. And I was like, okay, great.
Tara came into the narrative because I was like, how do you follow Seth Green? Well, she's in college, so maybe she finds a girlfriend.
If you wanted to try out some spells with it sometime, I wouldn't say no.
That was an important thing for people to see, but I wasn't thinking about them. As much as I wanted to make a feminist show, I really missed a lot of what was going to be important about the show. We just did it because we thought that was what you do.
Life goes by so fast. If you don't write stuff down, it just gets lost. And I want to remember. Down to every last bagel. Down to every last everything I do with you.
We got a lot of letters. I think there were a lot of young people who felt very isolated. And to see two characters on a television show be accepted by a group of peers changed the game. We're saying that, like, if you find somebody to love, you're just lucky. It doesn't matter the gender, the sex, the whatever, you know. If you find somebody who gets you and you get them, you are so lucky.
I'd have to be your anchor. Keep you on this plane. I trust you. It's not like anything that we've ever... I trust you.
To see somebody that they have been watching for so many years to get to, like, not feel so alone. And it's like, it was such a gift to be able to, like, be part of that.
No, there has to be a way.
It is done!
He took me aside when we were shooting the finale of season 5, I remember because they had like the mannequin of Dawn up on the top of the water tower, way, way, way up.
Oh, I remember that.
And they're like, come back to the trailer, we have exciting news. And he's like, we're gonna kill your character. And I was like, yay, that's very exciting. But he was looking at, and this is something that, I don't know if this is how you feel, but I think I can speak for both of us in this. It was never intentional to be offensive to anybody. It was very much about Willow's addiction storyline and hitting bottom and being like, she lost the most important person to her. And that was the genesis of why Tara died. And it wasn't in any way, shape, or form meant to hurt anybody. The opposite.
What crappy news? Like, how do you think that's exciting for me? You're like, you guys need to rephrase this.
Yeah,
I think we should do the Buffy cartoon.
See, that sounds interesting to me.
But I've always felt like that's so much more a Joss question than an any of us question. He's really the most appropriate architect to decide whether it is or is not.
If Joss is helming it, hell yeah. If he's not, hell no.
I've been trying deliberately to move forward and do something a little bit different, but yeah. I mean, the great thing is that everybody looks great. And the other great thing is that the show is about growing up. We did it with these guys. You come back, they'd be the age, that they basically are. They probably play a little younger because you do that, and they can. But yeah, you would see somebody going through their life at a different stage. It wouldn't be like, I can't believe we're still in high school. I wear Depends.
I think it would just be crazy if something like that happened. It would just make so many people happy.
Buffy would have a walker and it would just be a steak at the bottom. I mean, it's, as David has said, these characters are immortal, a lot of them, and we're not.
Yeah, that'd be pretty difficult to do. And I think it's nice to think about these things. I think it's for the fans, it would be fantastic. I think it's something for them to kind of realize that we were part of this fantasy world and they can continue on with that healthy down the line, whatever they like. So I think that's what we've given them. And in their heads, they can create that, I guess.
The show holds up too, but I think that's the beauty of it,
Yeah,
is that it's still relevant now, and you don't need,
especially now.
Yeah, you don't need necessarily the next part of it.
I have a question that I am dying to ask. How many people knew about my death and when it was coming?
You died? Oh my God, I gotta watch this show.
Yeah. You knew? I know, and I tried so hard to talk him out. I was not happy about it. Hey, Mom.
This episode's unlike any of the others, and it starts with Buffy coming home.
Mom?
And she's looking for Mom around the house.
What are you doing?
And you see that she's dead.
Mom?
Her death was really unexpected and sent shockwaves everywhere.
Mom!
We find out that Buffy's mother died from a brain aneurysm, which was very shocking to see someone die from something so mundane on a fantastical show like this.
It's my mom. She's not breathing. Is she conscious? No, I can't. She's not breathing. Okay.
That's one of my favorite episodes. I remember Joss came up to me and said, I think I've written a good one, and I'm sorry, but you're not in it. And I said, yeah, I read the script, and Spike doesn't want to be within 100 miles of that.
I don't understand how this all happens, how we go through this. I mean, I knew her, and then there's just a body.
The moment she had in the body, where she gave that monologue, to me is one of the best moments in the whole show. She brought this humanity to it, and it was such a beautiful moment.
It's stupid. It's mortal and stupid. And Xander's crying and not talking, and I was having fruit punch, and I thought, well, Joyce will never have any more fruit punch, ever.
There's so many people all over the world who lost a parent and somehow were able to process, and it helped them. And that's like amazing, because it's really hard to lose a parent when you're young.
The intent was to capture, I lost my mother when I was 27 in a car crash, and to capture just that first day, the sort of, the very sort of still trapped in amber, almost boring essence of grief. And it was not to provoke catharsis, it was not to answer questions, and of course it had, the exact effect that I was claiming I I didn't intend to create. So many people came to terms with deaths that they'd experienced through that, and I realized that just trying to be honest about something small is going to do something big.
She's gone.